Hello, I'm Erin Halvorsen with Rugs by Erin, and today we're going to be doing a different sort of video. We're going to be interviewing and talking with Phyllis from Quilting Adventures here in Richmond, Virginia. And I don't normally feature a store or do something like that, but I was really excited to learn about Phyllis and her store and some of the educators she has that teaches here. Phyllis's store really focuses a lot on education, and that was what got me really excited. So Phyllis, could you tell me just a little bit about your store and how you got started?
Well, I bought the store when I retired teaching, so education is a really big passion.
Mm-hmm.
So I want people to enjoy quilting and sewing, and we also have needlework here as well. I want them to learn how to do it and enjoy it, so we have classes for all abilities, and we have clothing classes.
Oh, so this would be like
class.
one of your classes?
Yep, one of our beginning sewing classes.
Okay.
We have beginning quilting classes. We have beginning cross stitch and embroidery classes. And then we have things ranging up that can be a technique or a certain quilt. And as long as we have at least 3 people, we try and run the class, whether it's just friends setting it up or one we've already scheduled.
Awesome. And so that's on your website, right?
Yes,
so
our website.
you have a website there, and they're listed like upcoming classes of what's
Yes.
coming up at the time.
Under
Okay.
classes are in the calendar.
Okay.
And our website is quiltingadventures.com.
So quiltingadventures.com. This is really not a plug necessarily for the store per se. What it is a plug for is the excitement level of the teaching of the classes and helping provide. You know, quilting is another one of those things like rugging that I feel has kind of, we don't have our grandmothers or aunts and our moms teaching this anymore. So this service that is kind of what it is. Not only does she have a store, but she also offers as a service to teach people the techniques and whatnot, and the beginners, because not just advanced. We want to let people know that they're going to be intimidated. They're going to be able to go in a class for a beginner that's geared towards a beginner.
Yes, and the beginner class, we do it from start to finish with picking out the fabric, putting the top together, but we'll also do the layering and the quilting and the binding, so when you finish the class, you walk out with a completed project.
So that's not done all in one day though, right?
No, there are 6 classes, and it's
Okay.
spread out over 6 to 8 weeks.
Awesome. Okay, and then this one that you were just looking at, Lyle, this is one of the classes that she's taught in the past, this pattern that is one of the beginner classes, and she offers different things at different times, so you can look, and it's ever changing of what's going on, and if you happen to see something that's past, you can check in and see if they might be teaching that in the future, or if you have some friends that you want to put together to attend something like that, they may be able to work with you there. So once you go to the website, you could then call the store, and these ladies are helpful, fun, excited about what they do. So not only they do cross stitch and what was
We have an
the
embroidery, we've also do mini mosaics with fabric.
and that's
we've
like
got-
up there on the wall,
Yeah,
the mini mosaics up there on the wall. Yes.
And we do the locker hooking.
The locker hooking that I've already done a video that you may have watched, and you might want to check that out. And that was with Wendy, who's one of the super excited instructors, and she's just so much fun. And something else, I was asking you some questions, and I was saying, you know, is everyone as excited as Wendy about their teaching? And your response, tell them what you said to me.
So that everybody who teaches for us loves what they're doing. And they're excited, they do it all the time, and they want to share the knowledge with somebody who wants to continue doing it. So we're trying to bring in younger quilters, and we're trying to bring in the modern quilter, which is more of the brighter colors and sometimes solids with a lot of embellished quilting on them. But you know, you quilt what you like. And if you like it and this is a happy place, that makes me happy, and that's what I want the store to be.
Yes, and it is. You really get that in this store. So in a few minutes, in just a moment, we're going to go into the store and just give you a quick overview of what the store is like. But they also have this available. I brought it in here from out on the floor. This is just an example. I'm not pumping this particular product, but this minky ribbon blanket kit. This would be something like what you'd end up for your baby type of thing. And each one of these, it's a free pattern.
It's a free pattern inside each kit.
Okay, and then you can pick based upon the colors that you like or the fabric that you like or whatnot. And so they're here. And they have other things like that. There's lots of other kits that they have available, things that then you can just take home and it's all put together for you. So join us in the store and we'll wrap it up in there. Thank you. Okay, so now we're in the store part of it. We just came from the classroom back here. That's where we were doing the first part of the filming.
Yep.
And so we're now coming in the back part of the store, headed towards the front of the store. And so if you could just briefly kind of give us an idea of what we have here in the store.
Yeah, well, the store is organized by the type of fabric. We have 30s reproductions and wide backings. On the other side of the store, we have solids and a large novelty section.
Okay.
Really good for baby quilts. Large selection of solids.
And then as we go farther up here on the left, Lyle, if you could focus in on this one quilt over here, that's like a class that's offered, and tell us a little bit about that.
It's
That's
a
something.
2 fabric bargello class that you make a loop and then you cut the strips, and this is what you end up with.
And so you were telling me that normally you would use lots of material, but in this particular one,
You only used 2.
so that makes it, you can make it a
Much
beginner
easier.
class, much
Yes,
easier.
much
It looks
easier.
pretty intimidating from here, so I'm glad she shared that with us, but that is a real looker. And then when we come down here, something else that Phyllis had told us is she has this line of floss. And can you tell us a little bit about your floss here that you have?
The floss is all hand dyed and they're saturated colors, so they're going to be unique. Each skein is unique. And
Oh,
even when you
okay.
get the color in it a second time, it may be slightly different because
Okay.
again, it's hand dyed.
And
we
that's
have a
unique to
lot-
your store.
We're
You
the
don't
only
have-
ones in Richmond that sell something besides the big box stores that's not
Okay.
just your standard embroidery floss.
Okay.
And we
okay.
have lots of cross stitch and embroidery patterns too.
Okay, awesome. And then what caught my eye personally is we've got this quilt up here that's a beginner class. And can you tell us just briefly about that one?
It's a hand class, it's English paper piecing.
English
And-
paper plates, but you said it's the beginner class as
It's
well.
a beginner class.
And that's
And
just
then
gorgeous.
at the end of the class, this will probably be like a club. You come once a month, sit and sew, work on a couple blocks, and then at the end, we can sew it together either with machine or by hand.
Okay, that is so awesome. So I wanted one more thing that I thought was really wonderful about this store is behind us over here, closer to the front. This huge section. Could you tell us about this section over
These
here?
are all our batiks. Batiks are hand dyed in Indonesia, and we have the largest section in the largest selection in Richmond. And you can see we try and range our fabrics by color wheel.
Right.
Just go all the way through, and we try and keep our batiks on hand pretty consistently.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. So, Phyllis, thank you so much for letting us come in today and, kind of invade your space and whatnot, and willing to share with us. And I'm so excited because she is keeping alive quilting. It's not just a quilting store. Yes, we're showing you that right now, but it's all about the education as well. And this is provided here with the people that are excited about teaching and sharing these things. And so we can keep this type of craft alive. We need to do this as a community. We're also finding that this is dying, but not only that, it's now seems to be coming back. I think
Yeah.
in general,
Crafting is coming back.
it is coming back because there is so much enjoyment, and we need that downtime from our electronics sometimes and the stressful lives that we lead. So this is a real joy to be able to incorporate these things in our lives. So thank you, Phyllis, for joining us.
Thank you.
And tell us again your website.
Website is quiltingadventures.com. We're also on Instagram as QuiltRVA and Facebook.
Facebook. Okay. And that's in Richmond, Virginia. You might want to incorporate a trip from Washington with some girlfriends or some friends, or from going to Wilmington. It's kind of in between the areas, and you could incorporate this and get in contact with them and maybe use that as part of your trip as well, which would be really a fun thing to do. So thank you, and subscribe. And remember, we've got lots of rag rug videos for you, over 100, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.